If you want to have a big concert, to date, we don't have me, Stone, Shatta Wale on the stage outside Ghana.
Why?
That's the point. So that's where the ecosystem comes in. So people have to be leaders. You have to lead and have vision of leaving a legacy. Stop saying Shatta Wale and Boadi and Sarkodie friend on fire. It's bigger than that. Thank you, guys. God bless you. Thank you for coming. So we are having Rapperholic Homecoming, and it's only right. It's been years since we started Rapperholic, and we came back big. So we said to the team, we are not just coming here to do a show and that's it and go back. We have to leave an impact. So we had a power-packed activations throughout when I came. And today is very important to me because this talks about the industry that made Sarkodie and how we can all have conversations about moving forward, what we can do as the creatives, the players, all the key people that we can all be together to make a better industry for ourselves. I'm not here as an artist that knows everything. I'm here to learn. I've seen the squad on the panel. It's amazing. I'm here to pick some knowledge. And I hope some of us here, I know we have artists here. I see my superstar, Kweku Flake, in the building. God bless you, my brother. I know there will be some artists here that I might not see or recognize, but yes, hopefully we all pick something out of the panel today. So the main conversation we're having is talking music. Also, I see tourism. Music, of course, is Sarkodie, so that's my terrain. And know the importance of music. I'll start with the fact that music preserves our culture, our language. You know, you can capture time, you can capture moments with music. If there are some songs that when they play, it takes you back to a certain time, right? Like you know where you were, exactly what was happening. So sometimes to record history, music is one of the best tools, you know, to use. You archive it, our struggles, our happiness, everything. We use music to take us back to time. We have a lot of genres that does that, especially I can speak for Afro beats and reggae. You know, these songs represent struggles. As much as people think Afrobeat is like a dance genre that has no content, to me, I think the melodies in there still reminds us as Africans where we came from. And no matter what our struggles are, we find way to dance. So as far as history is concerned, music played a major role. And by doing that, we're able to build ambassadors organically. If you take the likes of Bob Marley, you take Fela Kuti. Here in Ghana, you take Daddy Lumba. You can come all the way to Shatta Wale, myself, Kweku Flake, Kweku Smoke, a lot. And we are all ambassadors, whether through the music itself, performances, whatever that we can do as artists to be able to keep the legacy of Ghana going, we still do it. And from there, you intertwine that with tourism as a vehicle for legacy. Now, when we're in a great space now because of where Afrobeat is. Now we have Afro Nation worldwide. Now Africans in diaspora are more confident to call themselves Africans because of music, what we have been able to do. The people in the forefront, the Davidos, the Burner, myself, our 2Bs, we brought our culture back. We made us very, very confident when we go out there. Years back, I didn't live in abroad, but I know that people, the diaspora, they used to feel very shy to even associate themselves to their roots. But when music came in, it became a tool for us to be proud and go out there with our full chest. Doing things like festivals, as I said, Afro Nation, like Rapperholic that we're about to do. I know a lot of people are coming. I heard the flights are booked. I'm trying to get my wife here. It's been very hard for me to get her here. That should tell you what is happening in Kumasi this weekend. A lot of people are coming down here. And that's where the tourism and music comes together. Because Sarkodie is doing Rapperholic, but just for that, you have people coming in from, I think it started from yesterday. We weren't getting tickets from yesterday till Sunday. So you have people here before the show, so you can guess what they're doing before the D-Day. They're going out there, they are doing sightseeing, they're going to the museums, all the sites here in Kumasi. So this shows how strong and how connected music and tourism is. So now, today, what I want to take away is how we can impact the people themselves, you guys, the consumers, and how we can do, how we can empower our creative industry. So Kumasi Rising, I'll limit it to Kumasi because the talent here is amazing. I think I said this years before Kumasi got the attention that they needed. I've always been coming to Kumasi to do shows, and I've seen the swag, the energy here. I can't compare it to anywhere else. You know, the type of music Kumasi was doing, the Asaka movement, people think it just came 2 or 3 days ago. It's been in the system since I came at Sarkodie. I used to come here, perform for Live FM, and before I perform, I'll be watching the artists that come. I'm like, what type of sound is this? This is crazy. And they've been consistent and now getting the attention that they need. So we definitely want to encourage investment in the local arts here in Kumasi. And that's one thing that most investors are very scared of. But one thing I can say for sure, music is one of the most safest and lucrative business you can get into. I can compare music to any other product you can think about, whether it be water, real estate, anything. To me, I will rate music over real estate. And people might not believe that. But let's say you own a company, which I see a lot of companies do when they have workers that they pay monthly. They pay to service machines, a lot of money, the cost to even run that business. Yes, music takes money, but once it takes off, can you imagine that Daddy Lumbe's catalog is making more money? To me, I think it's making more money now than when he was even alive. Michael Jackson is the same. You know, so this is an industry that you can't just see it as entertainment and people are just jumping and that's it. This is a serious money-making machine. And I will urge investors, and I understand sometimes it's really hard to have the conversation with investors because they don't understand what it really is. It's about ownership, whether it's partnership. Sarkodie, I own 100%. You can come with partner, you own 20, you own 50, depends on what you bring on board. I think for a long time, and I'm not limiting this to just wealthy people with the money, with the cash to come in. Even you as an individual can actually buy shares in music as well. I did that with one of my EPs called Championship, where the fans own 40% of the revenue. They make money every month. And they can tell you, just to put in some coins and eat for the rest of your life, how many businesses are going to do that? If your workers don't show up tomorrow, your business might suffer. Music is different. The more you guys are enjoying, I don't think you guys are about to stop enjoying any moment soon. You guys are getting married every day, having, especially in Kumasi, that keeps the money going because the more you guys are enjoying, the artists make money. So when you invest in it, that's what you're getting out of it. So now what we need to do to wrap all this thing up is to build an ecosystem around it, to be able to maintain it, control it. And now, yes, we control the narrative of what we want people to think about Ghana, what we think about Ghana. Music is one of the easiest tools to use. So the ecosystem around it, which I won't say everything, I'm just giving you a summation of what's going to happen here with the people coming on board, because I want to learn a lot. I have my own ideas, but I'll speak later. I think I'm coming on a one-on-one. But yes, we need to build an ecosystem around the creative industry so that we know the roles of who and what, and how we can all play our parts to make this the bigger conversation and then the success of our industry. So I want to say this. Music moves people. Tourism brings them together. But legacy changes lives. So now that's the legacy we are looking for. We have to preserve it. When we did Rapaholic, but that was last year or 2 years, when we did 2 years ago. And we did the Rapaholic exhibition. I don't know if you guys heard it. You know, it was amazing in Accra, where my whole achievement was curated in a building for people to come and see. And I even went there looking at that myself. I was like, wow, this is amazing. Now, if we could do that for most creative people, let's imagine having that for Daddy Lumba, Kojinchi, Amachi Dede, Shatta Wale. It's going to be amazing. So we need to keep legacy. And that is where we are right now, to have conversation around how we can be together as an ecosystem and protect it and play our part, our key roles to keep this running. I won't take too much time because I know we have amazing people coming on to speak, and I'm here to learn as well. So thank you guys for coming, and I'll come back. God bless you.
Let's put our hands together for Sarkodie one more time. Are the Sark natives here? Oh, that's not good enough. Are you here? Sark Nation, are you here? And I see a lot of, I see Don Saxes came all the way from Accra. Let me see the people who have come all the way from Accra for this morning's event. Sarkodie. Let's put our hands together for the Sark natives. So in just a moment, Sarkodie and I will be sitting to have a conversation. And I know that many of you have been yearning to ask him, like I said earlier, how he has been able to remain consistent all over these years. So if we can have the seats. I know that you just took your seat, but we're going to make it we're going to make it very quick so that we can hear the other people speak as well. Let's put our hands together for Abeku Santana. He's the Deputy CEO for the Ghana Tourism Authority. And let's also welcome Sarkodie once again. Baby, I met now. Can we have the microphones, please? And I know that my producers haven't asked me to take questions for Sarkodie, but if you will allow me, I'm going to take 5 questions for Sarkodie because they can't always be asking the questions, right? The fans have also, also get the opportunity. So put your questions down, but Sark natives are not part of this because you get the opportunity to interact with him all the time. So you are not part of this. Please give one to Sarkodie, and then you give me one. So 5 questions for Sarkodie. Lawrence, Nabil, please. Thank you. Once he's done with this session, 5 questions. Please don't come and ask questions about what is his favorite food and stuff. We want mind-throbbing questions. All right. All right, so this session is going to be very brief, like I said. There are so many artists here, industry people here, and I'm sure that Sarkodie is happy to see all of you. So get your questions ready, 5 of them. But Sarkodie, thank you very much for agreeing to do this one-on-one conversation.
Thank you.
Like many people would want to know, let's start with your legacy and your career. Starting, what were some of the decisions that you feel that you made that has brought you this far?
I think I had the best experience as far as the question you're asking me, because I didn't have the tools like what we have today. We're doing this. I didn't have that when I was coming. I didn't have somebody sit down and speak for me to pick few things, which is good and bad. The good side is I was allowed to make my mistakes on the go. So I was figuring it out. But for some reason, I just felt like being authentic was one thing that stood out for me. So you hear Sarkodie, you see Sarkodie, you only see Sarkodie, hear Sarkodie. I don't want you to start to think, oh, is it like this guy? So authenticity was like my top priority in the beginning. And also taking things slow and not skipping the process, because that's the way you build anything strong. Whether it be in a building, a career, anything, you can do your checks. It's facts. You have to go through the process. If you skip it, it's not strong enough. So I think that's what I did. I took time to go through everything. When I say everything, Gaga guy is here. That's my big boss, Mr. Abeku Santana. He saw the day one. He's been there till today, so he can tell you what the grind was. There was no skipping process. You had to go through it. Yes, literally don't skip it and then just go through it. That makes you build a strong brand that makes people feel attached to it. So I sell story more than music. You know, music is the icing on the cake. You sell a story. Sarkodie was once a Tema guy walking on the street. So if you ask a typical Sark Nation, they know the story. The music, they like it. Of course, you can rap, but it's more of the story. They see themselves like you, that it's possible for them to move from here to there. And to me, I believe that's my strongest, what's the word? Selling point that makes the brand Sarkodie. And I would say the last one is loving what I do. And when you say you love something, people just throw that thing around. When you love something, it's way deeper than how people say it. If you can quit something, you don't love it. If you can feel like you want to stop doing something, you don't love it. And I have this funny thing that I say. There's a shop in Tema. This woman, people normally don't go there to buy anything, but she's always open. Enti eda baby I know the only person that will open is that woman. It's just consistency because she just loves opening the shop and just being there. So that's the same thing with music for me. I love music. I didn't do music to become Sarkodie, a famous person, and people me peska benye no hunti na me. You know, I want to just when I rap to somebody, the person is excited. That's to me my pay. I enjoy it. Till today, that's what I want. When I'm writing, I'm thinking about Sark Nation, Charlie Line Radio, about out. You know, they're gonna love this. Till date, that's what I do. I don't sit down to write hits. I don't do all of that. It's out of love. So when you love something, the ups and downs comes and go, but you can stand it because you don't even notice that there's ups and downs. All you notice is just making music. That to me would be the top one to build a legacy. You have to really, really get into what you're doing.
Okay, I mean, speaking about consistency, let's get into it because there are people who have been doing this for quite a while, you know, but they haven't gotten anywhere close to where you are. How do they not give up? You know, because I have sat down and looked at certain people and said, can you just stop singing already? Because it's probably not working. You cannot think that I'm not the only one who has said that, right? I'm sure that we've all seen one artist or the other and said, it's okay, this rap is not working, you do something else. But you say that you stuck with it. You were consistent with it. If there's someone who is listening, who definitely, you know, I know a lot of these people will be listening. How did you manage to go through, you know, that waiting period? Because you make it sound very easy, but I'm sure that it wasn't as easy as you make it sound.
I believe that. I've had this conversation with other people. They said the same thing. That, yeah, you're saying it, but it's not that easy. But mind you, I was in the same space. There was a lot of people that were not liking what Sarkodie was doing as well. So if you think, even to date, there's still people that doubt, which I understand. It's life. That's what you have to understand. It's life. Some things are not meant for everybody. Some will like it, some wouldn't. But funny enough, as humans, we are wired to respond to the ones that doesn't go in our favor. So you can say yes, 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 yes. When somebody says, you'll be shocked that you'll be focused on that comment and try to understand why the person said that. So that's what we normally do. We get stuck in time on the negative energy. I don't have to be a fan. I keep telling people that come to me, even young artists, they say, Sarkodie, what do you think? I'm like, my opinion, I can say something that will bless you, but I might not like it, but I'm not the one to tell you whether you're going to make it or not. Maybe it's not made for me, you know. So that attitude of knowing that you're heading somewhere, you see things at night. When you sleep or you're alone, you know what you're seeing. Nobody can be able to interfere with that. One thing I can say as Sarkodie is I'm a very stubborn person when it has to do with decisions. When I make a decision, that's it. Nothing you can do to stop me from going. So that one might be you have to work on yourself to get to that point, but you need that resilience to be able to move further. But if you listen to stuff where you get stuck in your journey and then you can't move forward, that's when you trouble yourself. So build that resiliency and then just keep going. I think you're going to make it.
Do you get to speak with a lot of upcoming artists and tell them these things? Especially, let's focus on the Kumasi artists. Do you get to tell them some of these?
When I get a chance to have a one-on-one, I'll pass on my knowledge. I believe journeys are different, but we have certain facts that everybody can apply. So somebody's journey might be different on how they are going to blow, because I see certain routes that people take that I didn't believe in it, but it made it. You know, so all I will say is just keep doing what you're doing and love it. So when I get a chance to meet them one-on-one, I've met a few of them, and then we have conversation. Yeah.
But I'm sure that you've also seen some take a certain approach that you think isn't the best. Have you?
Yes. Yes.
And have you reached out to them to let them know in the position that you are, being a legend?
I think I've done that before.
You
yes,
have? To who?
you want me to be specific on?
Yes.
No, I can't mention names, but there are certain artists that I knew, and then they were responding to things that I felt in the long run will go against them. Because it's about what you say, what you put out there. So I reached out like, calm down. I know things can get to you, but be very careful what you say. Because people will be watching you with what you said instead of just listening to what you're doing, or the music you're putting out. So things like that I can reach out. If it's that level, I think, and I'm close to you, I will.
Okay. Now, with Kumasi specific, the artists here, what do you think is the problem? What do you think is the reason why they are not getting the kind of mileage and exposure that they should get?
So to be honest, if you ask me, I don't think there's any a thing called like a limitation. Or to me, I think they are getting a fair share of what's happening.
Are they? And why are they? No. So the journalists here say no. So
no, you see
half and half, eh?
You see, one thing is when you take everything on a grand scale, right? Let's take it all the way up to Africa, right? Ghanaians always complain, and Nigeria for no, yes, and Ghana for, but when you take it on the grand scheme, Obi Oshe Congo Sonkaden, Omo Moshe Sierra Leone, Omo Moshe Kenya, what was the other places?
But some people argue that if the whole country,
yes,
if the artists in the entire country could come together, maybe we could be a force to fight or go head to head with the Nigerian artists, but we are not. So the Kumasi artists for many people are behind. You are saying you're not seeing that, but the journalists here say they see that. Abe, could you see that as well? Yeah.
Okay, let me make one comment. So I was, of course, when I see things in grand scheme, I still see that, okay, at least if you have this number of artists coming from Kumasi, it's not that bad. Other regions can also complain. But what I see works, not just music, in any business. That's why we are here today, the ecosystem around it. Because what we do is point fingers. Media men will say the artist will say media men, and then the fans too is this. It's an ecosystem. And if you see the ecosystem as you being part of it, your role will be your top priority. Trust me, the crowd, even the consumers are part of the ecosystem. When you go out there and we are doing shows in London, and then somebody will say, oh, Ghana aid, Ghana aid. No, that's where it starts. So my top priority is that if you come on my page, my main page, if I have to post any song, this one is my secret I'm letting out, no one knows. It has to be from a Ghanaian.
Okay.
And
that's a good one.
You can go all the way back to, you can go and check whether you think I'm lying.
It has to be a Ghanaian, your song or any other song.
Any other song that is not my song.
But do you support artists, upcoming artists, like you should?
That is my top priority. I'm not perfect. I'm not. Yes, of course. I'm not perfect. I'm not saying I'm getting everything right.
Okay. Let's put our hands together for him then. I just needed to confirm.
So it's a whole ecosystem. Sometimes the conversations we are having can also drag us back, right? Instead of we talking about this person has done this one has done that. Sawame, I want to see you on the BET or the Grammy stage. Guess what? When you are on that red carpet, I will be your top priority when you see me.
Right.
So that is how it happens. When Stonebwoy, Shatta Wale, Blacko, Sarkodie gets on the red carpet, there's a bunch of Nigerian presenters. They are waiting for their guys, right? So when they see me, they're talking to me and they see the video, oh, Sark, I'll be back, Then go there. So then you see more of that. So there's more to it. I used to go to the BET and I'll be there by myself. Every time I've been at the BET, the times that I won, it was only me and my team. My best BET experience was when Stonebwoy won because I was there with Stonebwoy, Majid Michel, and John DeMello. Can you imagine? We are in LA, we have our table, we are vibing, now we can go and see the stars and come back to your people. But then every time the other, you see them, a bunch of them, the media, the producers, the businessmen, the artists. To me, the artist is always the icing on the cake. To make these things happen, the artist is the last part. Artists are doing music. If you want to have a big concert, to date, we don't have me, Stone, Shatta Wale on the stage outside Ghana.
Why?
That's the point. So that's where the ecosystem comes in. So people have to be leaders You have to lead and have vision of leaving a legacy. Stop saying Shatta Wale and Boadi and Sarkodie friend on fire. It's bigger than that. It's bigger than that. You know. Now say me papa, we be a. So it's. And I'm a yeah. So it's way bigger than we have a conversation about just investors, artists. It's bigger. We'll be on find a role and let's play it. And that's why I'm excited for today, because we are not talking about one problem from artists or this. It's a whole ecosystem. And when we all enjoy, funny enough, you start making more money as a radio host. If the country is thriving, let me chip this in. I'm very passionate. I try to control myself with this one, but this is a conversation that's really dear to my heart.
Sure.
I remember speaking to Channel O when Channel O was like very huge at that time. And I said, why are you guys not hosting the awards here in Ghana? And they said it straight to my face. There is nothing going on in your country. Right? There is nothing happening in your country that's interesting enough for our PR perspective. For people to feel like, oh, Ghana, that's where we are going. At that point, there was nothing happening. And I came back, I'm like, okay, so what are we doing? How can we do stuff together? Let's put things aside. Trust me, with the pride that people talk about, the artists are this, it's Western Nigeria. But we have people who can put that aside and bring them together. If you wanted to wait for Wizkid, Burna Boy, and Davido to be under one roof, it was never going to happen in our lifetime. This is artists. Creative people is different. We are in our own boxes. But when Sewame here becomes the leader, and now create a relationship with Shatta Wale, Stonebwoy, Sarkodie, it's a phone call. Shatta Wale channel home, but me to my manager. Sarkodie, my friend, but me do me ya. Then you get all of us together. You put us on one of the biggest stage. If we do this in London, you can imagine what will happen.
So, you know, and I'm interested in this one because every time a Nigerian has sold out at the O2, for instance, this conversation comes up. Which Ghanaian artists can sell out the O2? And I have maintained the position that the three of you, you know, can do it easily. Are you now saying that it's just, you're ready to do it, but it's just a matter of someone putting all three of you together, I mean yourself, Stonebwoy, Shatta Wale, to make it happen? Are you ready to do it?
I'm not even saying me. We have always been ready. So let me just say this. You see what you just said about Nigerian artists selling this and selling that?
Yeah.
Don't skip history. Before that happened, they were all put under one roof. Even me, part of it, Shatta, part of it, Stone, part of it, Tanzania, Diamond, part of it. When they got the data, that is where you started seeing them using the data for one. So they didn't start Wizkid's show. They didn't start Burna Boy show, not Davido show. It was One Africa concert. It was Unplugged. It was all these festivals that they were doing. And then they were able to gather Africans and people in the diaspora under one roof. Nobody was able to do those numbers. But when they came together as an ecosystem, they created that. And that's the format that they are using for individuals. So if you are thinking you're waiting for Sarkodie to go and gather all the Ghanaians in London at once, I'm not saying I'm not a good artist, but this is business.
Right.
So we need that ecosystem around the whole industry. And when we do that, you deal with me and Shatta and Stonebwoy's BS for just that moment. After that, guess what happened? When they got the numbers, are they calling us to come and join again?
No.
When was the last time that you've seen that priority with Nigerians? We could do the same thing.
Right.
If Mr. Beku says he's bringing Shatta Wale, Stone, Sarkodie to London, and then Wizkid as a surprise guest, of course you're getting the numbers, but it's still a Ghana initiative. So until we get to do that, we can't complain.
So let me understand this. Why isn't that happening? You haven't gotten anybody to invest?
So let me give you a format of what happened in Nigeria. There's a guy called Oga Polo who did the One Africa concert.
Yeah.
So Polo deals with all of us. He will pamper you like a baby if you know Polo. Oga can Sark now.
So you want to be pampered?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying there is a lot that goes into it. It's you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like a leader knows how to deal with that.
Right.
Because they know what they want. It's beyond you. It's beyond Shatta Wale. It's bigger than even he himself. It's for the whole ecosystem. Now Polo is not active, but Polo, let me give it up to our Ghanaian brother, DJ Brantier. All these people played a major role to where Afrobeat is today. So some people had to take the chance. We could be lucky that maybe ourselves, myself and Shatta Wale are in talks already. Hopefully we can round up what we want to do. Sometimes we get to the final point that we pull back, but hopefully this time we can do it. But this has been my stance over the years, and I don't feel like putting any negative energy out there. But one thing I'm saying is this is a vacant opportunity for anyone. It's not just a big cool Sarkodie. Even if you are here, you have the leadership skills to be able to bring people together, organize stuff, do all these things. It's bigger than somebody's personality or how somebody is or how somebody speaks, because it's way bigger than that. It's a whole ecosystem. Sarkodie, if Ghana doesn't survive, my legacy is not safe. So I can go and achieve things for myself and go to the BET and do the Grammy. It will be forgotten. I swear to God, like it will be. There was a post on the BET page talking about the first Afrobeat artist to sell out the Apollo. They forgot Sarkodie did it. And they put Burna Boy. But it's not their fault. Because of how our industry is here in Ghana, we are not up there putting our narrative out there. I can do it personally as my PR, whatever, but it's beyond that. It's way bigger. All the artists in Nigeria are thriving because the big three and the whole industry is thriving.
You know, let me put on my journalist cap, because you talk about putting you out there. And my colleague journalists are here. I have seen many journalists complain about how you artists don't appreciate them enough. When you're traveling, you don't travel with the journalists. You go on your own, and you send us pictures to post for you. We too, we deserve to sit in the plane and go with you, right? But you don't. But these other people put all of those infrastructures in place to make sure that, you know, the stories are getting out there as they are happening. Do you have plans in that regard to let them, you know, carry them with you?
Yeah, so we do. Personally, artists can pick PR people and take them there. That is what you're doing personally. Stonebwoy does a great work. I do that as well. You can go with people to put your narrative out there. That's different. That's your personal business. What I'm talking about goes beyond what you're doing personally. I have been there, done that. I've seen that I was creating legacy for myself, but I was missing out on putting Ghana out there. And I realized it wasn't because Sarkodie has to do anything right. It's way bigger. That's the point I'm trying to make. So we have other people that go out there, out of their way. I'm talking about the promoters, the investors. I don't want to mention him, but I met one guy, one big man who owns a big company here in Ghana, who's a Nigerian, met me at a suit shop. And I went to him, Baba, my name is Sarkodie. So, I remember you. We booked you for a show. How is everything going? How's Ghana? You know, I had to support Wizkid, you know, because I think he's doing amazing. So I put down, I don't want to mention the number. It's insane, right? I'm not saying everybody has to do that. But his thought process is different because the business he's doing, he knows that the ecosystem around it will still support him as his business. So when you see it like that, even from a media perspective, if that's how you see it, Sarkodie calling me, yes, that would be a plus for me. But me personally, it's my agenda to push this country. That's all I'm going to do. If I don't have the money, yes, but this is what I want to do. DJ Brantier was doing it for us. We have Adishope from Nigeria who does that. Nobody necessarily calls. So when I do shows, he's the first person who is there to cover the show and put it out there, to change the narrative of what people think about Ghana. So all I'm saying is the blame game, we can't do that. I'll take part. What you just said is true. Sarkodie, artists might be doing something. Same thing with the media. We are all not perfect. But let's look at the bigger picture. Even if you narrowed it down to Kumasi, your top priority should be your people. If you do that, I think, yes, you will thrive.
And I can't wait to talk to Abeku because I would like to know what the NDC government's plans are to push this agenda. Because we definitely have to see Ghana on the map, right? And I'm happy that Abeku has that position as the Deputy CEO of the Ghana Tourism Authority. Now, when you were speaking earlier, you talked about the business part of music, the fact that there's an album of yours that you have, your fans have a share in the shares of that album. And over time, we've had conversations about people monetizing the work that they do as artists. And so after a period of time when they have retired or they are not as big as they were, they have nothing to show for it. There is no money. And even for some of them, even at a very early stage, they still don't have money to show for it. You have been able to do this. I don't know how much is in your bank account, but it's very obvious that you're doing very well. What do you think is the missing link? Why haven't we been able to monetize music properly as artists in Ghana, and especially Kumasi?
So it's two. I said one there. Investment, we really don't have investment. So most artists, if you ask them, Kweku Flake will be putting his hard-earned money back into it. So Ghana will build a default entrepreneur without you trying to be one. It's good, but it's bad because it's not everyone who was built to do that. So when you become an entrepreneur, you know how that feels like. Every penny goes back into it. So to even treat yourself is hard. To go and just get yourself the things that you think you want is hard. You always have to put it back in. But if we had people to offload that pressure of the young ones coming, trust me, there's a lot of talent. When I go on TikTok, it's crazy. Talent upon talent. But then people have to believe that there's a lot of investment that goes into music. That's number one. We don't really have that. And then when we have investors, music is a bit different. It's a long-term goal. It's the type of business that you have to wait for a while. If you are looking to cash out this same year, you don't come into music. You don't try to, let me invest and make money by December. That's not how music works. A long time, and then you're going to be set for life. And I'm being honest. I can't compare any business to music. If anyone tells you that music doesn't make money, I'm here to tell you that's a big lie. One of the best is actually on the top. That makes people money. I'm talking individually. So imagine Sawame here, who is controlling Shatta Wale, Sarkodie, and Stonebwoy. Just imagine that. You are the one that owns Sarkodie, Shatta Wale, and Stonebwoy. You. That's it. So it's a good business to get in. The investors are a bit scared. But I think it's way safer than any other business because you notice this is where the money is. Then the next one, I have one in my head. What are we talking about?
We're talking about monetizing the music industry.
So that's the other part. We don't have that. Because our biggest numbers is here in Ghana, whether I want to lie to ourselves or not. I make my money from the diaspora, which is the tiny bit of what I'm supposed to get as an artist. Because the Duduanano Ghana, my top audience at the back end is, funny enough, is Kumasi.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Wow.
It's Kumasi before London, America, Accra. Yes, Kumasi is up there, and it's obvious. In some I'm kicking there. So Kumasi, but I'm missing out on making any money from Kumasi, unless my bear rapaholic. But on a daily basis, Kumasi is streaming. We find ways that the government can make us collect all these and get back to the artists to put in back into the work we are doing. Since we don't have investors now, these are the little things that we can get to make money. All these old age artists, what music can make for you monthly? There's no old age artist who should be asking for any money from no one. But if you listen to their stories, somebody gave them some small change and then took the music. So now they don't have nothing to live off. So that's if the system was right. Nobody would have been able to get them to sell their catalog. So it's a lot. But these two, the investment part and then the monetization of the industry, if we get that right, Ghana wouldn't need to go anywhere. We're just going to be, we go there to do the looks, but we still make money even if you are local.
There were rumors that you sold your catalog. Is that true?
No, so we have partnerships. Okay. That's what I've been doing. I do distribution with Dito, Ziki, and now with a new company. So that's the luxury I have as an independent artist. Okay. To be able to pick and choose who distributes my music.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. I want us to talk about government's role in all of this. Do you think that successive governments have done well in pushing this agenda?
I think the conversation between the creatives and the government has been a disconnect for them to really understand exactly what is needed. I think most governments, they really want to, but they don't understand how it actually works.
But you had a connection with the NPP party, they said.
I had a connection.
But they said that you sang for them, or?
But
did you?
Of course, I said the line that favors, our ex, which I still stand by. My uncle politics, but a free education, I was up for it. I'm still in support of it, so I'll still praise it. Whether you bash me or not, I still stand for it. But I've not had the opportunity to sit with people in power. But I think Mr. Beku is here. That's my big brother. We can start having conversations on how we can push further the conversation on how to monetize our entertainment industry.
Okay. Now, before, we'll be wrapping up very shortly because I'm told that my time is up and we have to go. Moving forward, what is the plan for Sarkodie? Many say you're doing very well for yourself already. What should we be looking forward to?
It's exactly what we're doing here today. I'm more excited about this. You could see when I was speaking how passionate I am. So let me tell you something. This face of Sarkodie is me 24/7 for the past, I think, 5 years. Music, I do it because the fans want it. And then I thank God that I have people that care about my music. But if I should tell you what interests Sarkodie, it's not me winning any award, me having any collaboration. I've been there. I've been in places where I feel like it's because my country is not that strong. Whatever I'm building is not safe. So it makes me not that excited when I start. When I started, it was beginning, so I had no idea. All I wanted was go to the BET, do this, take a picture with this person. It was exciting. But when you get more into it, when we say, more than that, it's your whole country that has to come with you. It's not just you building something and that's it, because it will fade regardless. After a few years when everything is done, the industry is not strong enough. Because of Berna, David Wiz, we still remember Fela. We care about him because they will put Fela in the music on a bigger scale. So if Kweko Flake is not able to get back on the BET to perform, to say big shout outs to Sarkodie, what did I do? You get what I'm saying? So in the next phase of Sarkodie, that's why I'm passionate speaking like this. I really want us to build a way where I'm not focused on our era, but I think it's too late. But when we have the next generation where they can really, really push the envelope from what we took it to, I'll be more, what's the word?
Satisfied.
Yeah, satisfied. So the next phase of Sarkodie is to do anything possible to help. And recently we're about to launch a new label. I've had a label assigned 2 artists. Big shouts to Aquaboy and Strongman, doing amazing. But
Are they still signed to your label?
No. Our contract ended, I think it was 2 years, 3 years.
Why didn't you renew it?
I like my happiness is when people have independence, but then I was a kickstart for them, right? So Aquaboy, I knew exactly what Aquaboy was going to do. I knew Aquaboy was going to find a tailor-made fan base, and it's exactly what he achieved. Everything I told him is happening. Aquaboy has shows, and he sells out the shows. Aquaboy has a big mansion now. He has some brand new cars. These are things that when I look at myself, like, okay, this is something I saw, and it was able to come to pass. Strongman is doing amazing as well. So
But I'm sure that you have seen those who have said that, you could have done a lot more better for Strongman.
That is always going to be the conversation. That shouldn't bother you as an investor. That's where I want you to go past. These are fans and critics, and it shouldn't get to your head. The point is, what we wanted to achieve is to make these guys big stars, and they are. That's it. So the next phase, we're about to do that again. So our ears are on the ground looking for new talents. Kumasi, definitely, if we find somebody or some people that we think we can invest in, we will. And then it goes beyond just Accra and Kumasi, all other places. So we'll be doing a writing camp. We'll put out the information soon. Writing camp are best to spot out talent because there will be a lot of talent in one room, writing and singing. Then we'll pick from there. And also look out for people on social media that we can reach out to bring on board. So next phase of Sarkodie is just to give back to the industry that made Sarkodie. That's it.
Let's put our hands together for Sarkodie. But don't go yet. I promise that we're going to take 5 questions from the fans. No Sark native, please. Okay. Can I have an extra microphone? Okay. So, okay, can I see 5 hands? Yes, I'll start with you. Yes, okay.
Hi, my name is Abna, and I want to know, when you were talking, you made mention of it's bigger than blaming each other, and it's true, very big than blaming each other. But you see, in process in life, we have the learning stages. You get to the waiting period, where you get to the earning stage. Yesterday, I was speaking to somebody. He said, Abna, me de menya extra. I believe whatever thing you aim to get, you are there already. So right now, I want to know, this upcoming artists, you'll reach out to them on certain levels. But I think you are at a stage where you need probably, you get to the mentorship stage and the teaching stage to give up back to the society like what you want to do. I was thinking if your team could be doing forums like this for the upcoming artists, so that we put all of them here, or people would know that Sarkodie wants to talk to us these days, especially the upcoming artists, the American guys and all these things, because we're talking about Kumasi. So if they know Sarkodie is coming to talk to us, Sewa asked, do you rectify petty mistakes? And you said, yes, you reach out to some of them. But right now, you don't get all of them because there are a lot of people who want to get access to you, they don't get. So I was thinking if your team, or when will your team put together days that, or a time, not in a year, maybe not once in a year, but some time to come, they'll put together that, okay, we are meeting Sarkodie here today, and he's coming to teach us what we really need to know about the music thing that we're doing. I think that will be very much appreciated. So if you have something to say about that, thank you.
Abner, thank you. Let's put our hands together for the Ashanti Regional Minister who just joined us. Belated happy birthday to you, by the way. So we'll take 4 more questions, or let me take 2 more, then you answer the first 3. So I don't want a Sark native, please. So you are not a Sark native. So what are you doing here? If you are not a Sark native, what are you? No, I want fans. Okay. Yes, please pass the microphone.
Sound, okay. So where do I belong? Sark native or a media person? All right. Good morning to everyone. My name is K Official. I'm here on behalf of Global Media Alliance. That's the house of YFM Kumasi, where I belong. Real quick, Sark, congratulations, Nate, 2. One is for something that's yet to happen.
Is there a question?
The question will come. All right, so but congratulations in advance on a successful event, because ABC. All right, let's move on to, so when you were speaking, you said something that and I want to draw my question from that. So you spoke about how music is something prudent or something that very potent to savor culture or history. And you've actually taken a step bold enough in that regard to set up the Sarkodie the Rapaholic exhibition in Accra. First, I want to know, since you also spoke about how Kumasi has been top or at top of, the people that consume your material, your music, do we have any plans of getting it here? And then finally,
one question, please. I'm sorry.
Okay, so
one question.
Please, this is very important, please. Cut me some slack, please. All right. With the amateur from home. Anyway, so so the next one is, since we're here and you are in the spirit of sharing, please, can you share with us the best music business advice you received individually, personally, from somebody that you can share? Thank you so much.
Thank you. I think you should answer because he asked 2 questions. So the first one,
yes,
organizing forums.
Yes, it's a phase that we're in. As I said, at this point, this is where I am. I'm more comfortable this way. I believe that's all timing. When you feel like it, you are going to do it. In the beginning, I didn't feel like I was ready. I was still in the artist state of mind where you're angry, you are frustrated, you want to see this. So now it comes off as, so I might say something and miss the point. But now I can clearly articulate what I want to put out there. So I think it's the right time to, speak to these young ones and put out some blueprints, not necessarily supposed to follow, but you can pick few things that you can use as well to make the journey a bit smooth, for you. And the first one was, the first question. Yeah, the exhibition. Actually, this Rapaholic, and anyways, I know she doesn't like this. Whatever you saw there, this madam curated everything. She brought it. Please give it up to Madam Mariam. And that's one advice that I would advise most artists. Don't always put around yourself people that are just into your business. You can add business people that understand the corporate side of, the business and can marry the two, because there's a disconnect between the corporates and artists. When we sit in a room, not corporate for mobile abbreviations, and at the MOU of the CA, and then but then when you have the right people around you, they can marry that relationship. I know sidebar, but when you watch me and Standard Chartered, that's her. And now that's the blueprint for most of the banks. They are signing on the artist. So yes, that's a side note. And then, the Rapaholic, we were supposed to do the exhibition for this one. It's just timing didn't work. What we have to do is too much. Even just this Saturday, what we had to go through to make this show happen is crazy. It's too hectic. So hopefully, yes, we'll come back to do that. Yes. And the last one was?
I think that's it. It was 2, yes. So 2 more questions because the minister has to speak. Okay, I'll give one Sark native a chance. Okay, the lady. I'll come to you. Okay, I'll come to you.
Atupa, wait. Let me talk before you talk. Hello, my name is Sandy Ken. I'm a Sark native Kumasi and also an entertainment pundit. I want to ask Sark, when I was young, you used to come to Old School Reunion. I really love for you to do that thing back again. Being a legend now, I think if you do that in Kumasi with the young artists, it's going to pull them out. That's the only thing I want to say.
Sure.
Thank you.
Sure. Thank you.
Is this something you're going to do?
It's possible.
It's part
Yeah.
of the plan. Okay, Atopa. That's your name. Atopa.
My first name is Ato. My last name is Pa.
Is it true?
Yeah, that's. My father is Philip Pa. My mother is Margaret Pa. And I am Ato.
So you are Atopa.
Yes.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And Angel is a good friend. And Sark, when you mentioned the fact that Abeku was there from the beginning, some of us were also there from the beginning. We hosted you in 2009. I'm an OG. So we are happy to see you, and I'm happy to see you flourish like this. My question, you mentioned the fact that you want to see entertainment, tourism, like you've rightly put out there. I'm a comedian. I organize comedy events, and I put up comedians to host shows in Kumasi. We travel around and other things. Is it in your plan that as you are doing these things, you spotlight comedians and push them along? Because we rise by lifting others. That's one. You are touring the country. I know Kumasi will not be the last stop. Would you also want to add tourism sites? You went to BET and mentioned the fact that people should come to Ghana, and MPP got the biggest investment from that. Why is it that when you come to other regions, you go to, why don't you go to a tourism site and take shots from there and just put a spotlight on one of our tourism centers? And I think when you start doing that, Abeku will also congratulate you very much for that. And that will help them push some money in there.
You know, even I don't remember your first question. So
the
please,
first question is on the
comedy.
comedians.
Okay,
yes.
okay.
And the same one.
So you were there when Sarkodie started?
Yeah, I hosted him in 2009.
How old are you?
I'm 40-something. I'm growing.
Okay, Sarkodie. So he's asking whether you put comedians together.
Yes.
Or what? A spotlight on comedians.
I have to be honest. I'm not going to sit here and lie and go like that was part of the plan, but that's amazing. I think this Rapperholic, this Saturday, the PR wasn't done by Sarkodie. I would say I'll take like 10% out of it. 90 was the content creators, comedians and all of that. Like you guys brought the attention to this show. So I saw the importance of this. Very strong. When I did No Sir skit with Bismarck, what is his name? Ben South. It was crazy. So I think it's only right that we add that to it. So we'll consider it. And with the sightseeing, we're doing that. That's part of our activations here. I think it's today or tomorrow that we'll be putting highlights on these places. Yes.
Okay. All right. One more question, unfortunately. Kweku Flake. Let's put our hands together for him.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Kweku Flake, Sark native. So, Sarkodie, you said something about you getting artists being signed on your record label. But my question is, would you encourage me to get my own record label or be signed to a record label? Because they say me say me show also. One sign deal be but here's the case. I hope it's all sign me. Maybe someone say, Sarkodie na me show this one. No one sign deal be. I didn't know sign me. So that's my question. I want to know. Say, would you encourage me to do that?
That's beautiful. So years back, this question would have been very easy for me because I was in an artist state of mind. First, me artist via me sign it. Which I will still stand by because a senior out here and what can help you. I know myself as Sarkodie. Beginning, I thought, say maybe to me, yeah, you can do it. It's not everyone who can do that. Some people just need that safety to be able to thrive. I'm okay with the pressure that comes with it. You know when you don't have a label, you know how that feels like. How, you know, this good song that you have to shoot within this week, then you miss an opportunity because there were no funds. Anka label or you know, so there have been people who have signed to label who have done amazing. And some also went to a label, it was really bad. So I think there's a room for both sides. You look at yourself as Kweku Flake, saying I know myself as Sarkodie. If I'm not in charge of something and it goes wrong, I can blame myself for the rest of my life. So I like to be in charge, and I don't mind taking responsibility and going to meetings every day. I read my contracts with my lawyer. So knowing the type of person I am, I think I was naturally born a manager. So with such a person, it's hard for me to offload. I will still be too involved. So me, it makes sense for me to be in charge and do what I'm going to do and find the right people to work with. Some don't necessarily have to do that. They want to be creative, they just need a fair deal. If you're putting in money, this is what you get. This is what I'm bringing on board. This is what I get. We understand it, and that's it. So those are the type of people. So me, I'm an artist, so I sign a bit different. I treat it like the way I would want it. So I don't come in with the whole, I try to give the best deal that I can give to artists. If you're okay with it, you can ask Strongman and Akwabwa. I will open up. If you're in with it, of course, we will do it. So it's not changing. If you read and you are okay, we can work. If not, I totally understand. I will still be able to help, whether you are under or not. Yes, thank you.
Has he answered your question? He has? All right, thank you very much. Unfortunately, we cannot take any more questions for Sarkodie. Unfortunately, and I'm so sorry. I'm very sorry. Sarkodie, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Let's put our hands together for Sarkodie as it's